U.S. experts said the political football around the debt limit in the United States not only creates a ton of uncertainty on the outcome of ongoing negotiations, but could trigger immediate financial crisis and cause hardships to American families and businesses. Though the U.S. hits $31.4 trillion debt limit in January, the White House and congressional leaders only kicked off talks on May 9th. Less than a month before the estimated date of the U.S. government default on its debt obligations.
We've raised the debt ceiling almost 80 times since 1960. The notion that Congress would approve spending and then refuse to pay for the spending that it has already authorized is just a little crazy.
Republicans like these debt ceiling crises because it gives them more political leverage. Now with the parties so extremely polarized, they cooperate on fewer and fewer things. It used to be most issues they would agree on and a few they would fight about. And now any member of either party can get in a lot of trouble if they are seen cooperating with the other party on almost anything.
I think what's more worrying is that I think both parties right now may be thinking that if this crisis indeed comes to pass, which isn't to say that they want it to come to pass, but it may well be that both parties think that if the crisis comes to pass, the other side will be the one hurt politically. And my guess is that those sorts of political calculations will always be with us.
Experts said the brinkmanship creates huge uncertainty around the outcome of ongoing debt ceiling talks between the White House and Republican members of Congress, though the U.S. government could default on its debt obligation as early as June 1st.
I think a short-term extension of the debt limit is overwhelmingly likely. I think we will see that very soon, within a week or two. I think that a deal is possible, but I think there's a good chance we won't get a deal, and there's also a good chance that House Republican Speaker McCarthy agrees to a deal and then his members reject it.
Ultimately, that there's a lot of uncertainties about what's going to happen. I mean, I know that there's also a possibility that the June 1st deadline, or they call it the X date, I do think that setting a June 1st date creates strong incentives, I think, for both parties to try to resolve the whole thing before the end of May. Hopefully that will happen. But, you know, if it doesn't happen, there are certainly other things that could take place that might keep things from getting really bad.
Some analysts said that a breach of debt obligation for a few days would be enough to push the U.S. into recession, as the U.S. economy is already very fragile.
A prolonged breach over a few weeks, that would mean a very severe economic downturn. Once you go down that path, it puts such pressure on the financial system and the economy. The chaos that would create would be incalculable.